Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, May 11th, 2018. Welcome to another eBay video. Now, yes, the sun is poking through at this moment, and that is very good news. However, they're saying showers later in the day and heavy thunder showers this evening. So while this is going to be short-lived, it is enjoyable. I will say we had 2 decent days of weather this week, that being Tuesday and Wednesday. 2 nice sunny days, and I'm the first to admit it. We had 2 really nice days. Sunday was a terrible day. It was about 48 degrees, cloudy and rainy, just raw, typical Northeast weather. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the following topics. We're going to be discussing some volatile sales patterns. We're going to be discussing an interesting best offer story. We're also going to discuss your questions, comments, and concerns from last week's video. So that's where we're going to start. Let's get right into it. Teresk wrote in, "Hi Joe, I have noticed another seller is selling my items on eBay. All of them are for a higher price than I'm listing them. I am the manufacturer of these products, which are beeswax candles. Out of curiosity, I decided to do a test buy for one of these items from this seller. I was concerned what this seller was going to send me. Not more than 5 minutes after I purchased one of these items from this seller on eBay, I get a notification on my phone that I have a sale for an item from my Amazon store. Guess what the order was for? You got it. The item I bought on eBay, and the order was to my address. There was a notice to please not put a packing slip in with the order, as they stated this was a gift. So I understand this seller is trying to dropship some of my items. I did not authorize this seller to sell or resell any of my items. I have a few questions about this. Is there anything that I can do to get this seller to stop selling our items? Should I be concerned about this seller retaliating if I approach them to stop? Have you had to deal with this type of situation before? And is drop shipping allowed on eBay?" To answer your questions, yes, drop shipping is allowed, but it is not recommended. It's something I would never do, okay? I don't recommend it. I don't really think that you have a complaint here, only because this can only serve to help you. You obviously have an item that's in demand. You're selling yours for X dollars. You've got a guy that's willing to buy them from you, and he's tacking money on and selling them for more money. So what I would do if I were you is I would raise your price. Because, hey, there's a demand for your goods. I think the market will be able to spend more and be willing to spend more than you're charging right now. So that's what I would do if I were you. I would up the price on your current item and see what happens with this other guy. This other guy is really not hurting you, because let's just say you're selling your items for $10 each. Whether you're selling them to a civilian or a reseller, it doesn't matter. You're still getting your full $10 each that you're asking. If anything, I think you should up your price and everything will work out. I don't think this guy's going to hurt you in any way. Silver Pools wrote, "I bought a cheap item on eBay for $5 shipped, first class. This was on Saturday. Item arrived next day, Sunday. It came from Amazon, and no, I'm not a Prime member. Never had an eBay purchase come from Amazon." And eCurb replied to him and wrote, "The eBay seller is having a drop ship from an Amazon seller. Search Amazon to see what your item sells for there." I've heard about this before. Again, this drop shipping. I don't recommend it. I don't do it. Occasionally, once in a blue moon, I will actually buy something like that if I run out of stock. If I sell an item on eBay and I go to box it up and I don't have it, It does happen occasionally to me. In that case, I will buy from another seller, and I will just say, drop ship it to my customer. But that's only in extreme cases when it's an emergency. It's not something I would recommend to do. David Tompkins wrote in, and he wrote, Fox News, you're on here doing a great job representing honest business practices, and you do a damn good job. Why would you then associate yourself with that awful station that constantly lies and has multiple sexual deviants working for them? Sir, the only reason I use the Fox News cup, and I've said this many times before, is because it represents a huge victory in the fight against online bullying and stalking. You obviously don't know that I have a person in Westland, Michigan that's been stalking me for 5 years. I'm only laughing because of that crow that made a noise as I was telling you about the filthy stalker, and there he goes again. This animal was going on to eBay, placing bids and buying my items outright because I did not require immediate payment, and using fictitious names and addresses in order to hurt my business. It's the truth. If you don't believe me, I'm going to put a link in the description box below so you can read up on it for yourself. He would then call eBay using his own voice and post videos on YouTube to show me he was the one that was hurting my business and I couldn't do anything about it. He was very wrong about that because I got Fox News to do an investigation on him, a two-parter. So that, my good man, my good sir, Mr. David Tompkins, is why I use the Fox News Cup of Life each week. That's the only reason. Moving on, St. Paul, Minnesota wrote, Joe, in the one cutaway about the new eBay store design, I was surprised you spoke French. Did you take or learn French? Secondly, how about selling the Fox News Cup of Life? Not your original, but others. When you drink from it, I toast you with my Starbucks coffee cup, but it's just not the same. Maybe your viewers would like the Fox News Cup and a way to get one. It's a great idea, but I really can't market something with the Fox News logo on it because I do not own the copyright to that. That's their intellectual property, though I'm sure it would sell very well if I did it. And as for speaking French, I took French in 3rd grade for approximately 3 months. BS wrote, Joe, as a buyer, I noticed a lot of sellers either not giving good feedback or any feedback until I give them good feedback. I usually pay right away. I don't return. From my understanding, most of your buyers are good except for a few fitchy buyers. I like good feedback as much as sellers do and actively ask for. Can you help by telling your sellers, listeners, I love your channel. Feedback is the great divider, and as to when to leave it, I leave that up to you guys. Do what works for you. I've been on eBay for 19 years, and during the first, let's say, 18 years of my business, I would leave feedback shortly after the person bought the item from me. So if the person bought the item from me on May 1st, I would leave bulk feedback on May 7th. I would wait for them to get the item. That's why I would wait. They would get the item. I'd give them a day or two. If I didn't hear anything, bang! I'd leave maybe 50 bulk feedbacks at a time. That worked really well during the early days of eBay. But now, with eBay pushing for all sellers to accept returns 30 days or more, that has changed. I have encountered a lot of buyers wanting to return items 30 or more days after the purchase. So I found myself leaving positive feedback for people that were returning items and for people that were canceling purchases after they made the purchase. So that is just not viable for me. Therefore, I no longer do it that way. But, you do what works for you. Gators Rock Tim T wrote, Joe, if the seller leaves a positive feedback, then it has a big blue box saying return this item. If a seller does not leave feedback, it says leave feedback. Kind of funny. Yeah, We talked about this a couple of weeks ago in one of my videos where I showed you that big return this item button. It is still that way. And it's still amazing how many people do not want to go through the eBay return system. Speaking of returns, I haven't had any cancellations in at least 2 weeks, which is really good for me. Yes, I've had a few returns this week. In fact, I had 2 returns in one day, that being Monday. One return was legit. The guy bought an item, he got the item, and he wants to return it because he just doesn't like it. That's what he checked off. So he pays the return shipping, and when I get the item back, I will give him the original purchase price back, but not the original shipping. I don't lose anything, and I'll just relist it. I have no issues with that guy. However, I got another fitchy buyer who bought a hub from me, got the hub, and he claims I sent him the wrong one, which I didn't. I sent him the item in the picture that he purchased. However, he didn't go out and check his vehicle, and it doesn't match the ones on his car. So in that respect, he purchased the wrong one. So he opened a snag case saying I sent the wrong item. So through eBay Contact, you can clearly see it's a case of buyer remorse. So I called eBay Concierge the other day, and I showed them what he said, and they said, definitely, no sweat. They said, wait till you get the item back. When you get the item back, call us, and we'll give you a refund for the shipping on that item, so it doesn't cost me anything. But this is another example of a fitchy buyer scamming the system. The buyer is not going to have to pay the return shipping. eBay will. Isn't it crazy like that? Mercedes Lux wrote in, heard the echo of Don't Be Fitchy all the way down here in Mississippi. Wow. And that's just the way I like it. Denver Flipperer wrote, when you do the final Don't Be Fitchy, do the neighbors wonder about you? And lastly, I had also made a video a couple of days ago regarding a car accident in Paramus, New Jersey. And Desert Diversion wrote, that is a fitchy driver, which is so apropos. It was a crazy situation because I was heading to an event in Manhattan, and unbeknownst to me, there was a muscle car show in the Garden State Plaza on Route 17. Unfortunately, several people wanted to hot dog and show off their vehicles. That doesn't always work out well. So as I'm coming around a curve on 17 heading to Route 4, I see all these brake lights coming on in front of me. So I know something's happening. And then this Camaro, this new Camaro, must have been going at a high rate of speed and spun out, took out a huge section of the guardrail, and was left teeter-tottering on top. I pulled right up, I was right on scene, I got out, I went to the front window and I looked inside, and there were 2 occupants, a male driver and his girlfriend. They were uninjured, but I signaled to them I was calling 911, which I did. And while I'm on that subject, something really weird happened to me while I called 911. I know I'm getting off tangent here, and I know this is not an eBay topic, but it's important, and I think we should discuss this too. I've called 911 hundreds of times over the years, and every time I call, you hear a click, like click, 911, what's your emergency? And then you tell them. Well, this time I called 911, and it rang. It rang like I was calling a residential number, which is weird, and it took 32 seconds for somebody to pick up. I was almost going to disconnect. But I explained about the car accident, and the police came right away, if you saw the video, and arrived on the scene. While that accident was being cleared up, I took off because I had to go to an event in Manhattan. I couldn't stay around. On the opposite side, a Porsche Turbo Carrera is coming out. The guy hot dogs it, tries to do a donut, loses control, hits the guardrail. Bang! That video is on YouTube. Somebody uploaded it. So if you type in under the search terms Porsche crash, and limited to 1 week ago, you'll see that video, and if you're real sharp and you look on the other side of the highway, you can see the accident I was at is still ongoing. And then a freaking McLaren went out of control and went up the grassy knoll, and that crashed and had to be flatbedded out of there. With that being said, that's enough car talk for right now. Let's get on to today's topics. We'll talk about sales first. As you know, last week was some serious glitches on eBay. There was a problem when eBay rolled out the new store format, and it was affecting a large number of people, myself included. I did terrible from last Wednesday night to last Saturday night. I made maybe 2 or 3 sales the whole period, which is absolutely sick and disgusting. However, Sunday the dam burst wide open. I was booming Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. 3 booming days. Excellent. The best of the best. Wednesday, bang. I stopped. A dead day. Nothing. 0. Thursday, back to life. I don't understand that. How can I have all these good days and that one dead dog day mixed in? I'd like to know your sales patterns for this week, guys, if you don't mind. Did you guys notice a big increase in sales starting on Sunday? I'm guessing most of you did. Here's an interesting story about best offers. And this will make you guys chuckle and shake your head in disbelief. I love telling you stories about best offers, especially the ones that don't work out. So about 2 weeks ago, I had some brackets on sale, $40 each, plus shipping. Brackets are what you use on the middle of your wheel to hold on your wire wheels, okay? It's an important part, it's an integral part, it's something you must have. So I had these 2 brackets on sale in a quantity listing, $40 each. A guy writes to me and says, I'm interested in buying both. What's the lowest you will go for both? Now that's something I will never do. He has to quote the price first. This was approximately 9 o'clock at night. So I wrote back to him and I said, well, number 1, are you sure these are correct for your car? And number 2, are you willing to buy them right away? Number 3, if you answer yes to both those questions, you tell me a price that you think is reasonable, okay? And if I think it's reasonable, I will accept the offer. He didn't get back to me on a timely basis. Consequently, I went to bed. I get up the next morning with a response from this guy. He contacted me in the middle of the night, and he offered me $60 for both, which I probably would have accepted. However, guess what? Also in the middle of the night, a second person, somebody unrelated, swooped in and bought one of the items for the full $40. Okay? So I wrote back to this customer. I said, guy, I would probably have accepted your offer. However, somebody else came in, paid full price for one, so I only have one left. He wrote back in a rather snotty manner, well, thanks a lot. You should have responded to me more quickly, and I would have bought them from you. The next day, another person, somebody totally unrelated, comes in and buys the other bracket for the full $40. So I actually did better by not selling to this joker because he wanted them for less money and he didn't respond in a timely manner. Story's not over yet. I went through my inventory and I found 2 more of these brackets, so I relisted them. Sure enough, the same guy comes back. I'm interested in these brackets. What is the lowest you will go? I can't believe this guy. I said, didn't you learn your lesson from the other day? I said, I have no problem helping you out on the price, none whatsoever, but you must respond in a timely manner. You saw what happened the other day, you didn't. And someone else came in and got them. I said to him, listen, are you willing to buy the items today? And what are you offering me? Respond back and I will lower the price for you. He responds back within, let's say, an hour and said, yes, I'm willing to buy the items today and I will offer you $60. I live in Canada and the shipping's going to be expensive up there. So, in a moment of weakness, my problem, I was weak, I said to him, I accept. I will give you them for $60 plus the shipping. I lower the price manually in the listing to $30 each. All right, I wrote to him, I said, okay, go ahead and buy them. 24 hours later, he never bought them. What do you think about that? I had to manually go back to the listing, bump them back up to $40 each, and I blocked them. I blocked them. I'm sorry. I have no problem, none whatsoever, giving a person a break on the price. But when twice they don't follow through and make the purchase, that's not happening. Not happening. It's a little bit late in the video, but I will now take a drink from the Fox News Cup of Life. Yeah. How many of you guys were nervous as hell that it got to be 20 minutes and I had not yet taken a drink from the Fox News Cup of Life? Maybe in the summertime, after I take my drink, if we ever have any hot days, I will pour the remaining water right over my head. Would you guys like to see that? Comment yes or no. But if I did it, it wouldn't be till the summertime when it gets warmer. It's only 57 degrees right now. That being said, let's bring this video to a hasty conclusion so you guys can go about your day. Please guys, tell me if you've noticed a big increase in sales since last Sunday. I think you probably did. Also, if you have any opinion about leaving feedback, like one of the comments I had written earlier, you may chime in with that. As you know, I am now leaving feedback after I receive it. I'm sorry, man. But things change. Things change over the years, and that's what I'm doing right now. Way too many returns coming in. And I don't want to be leaving feedback. I don't want to be leaving positive feedback for people who are not reading the listing and want to return the item. Like the person I explained to you earlier, that Fitchy person who claims I sent him the wrong item, when I really didn't. I did nothing wrong. He didn't go out and look at his car. So if I had left him positive feedback 7 days later, he would have another positive feedback for being a Fitchy buyer. Not happening. If you watched my Camaro video, the Camaro crash, and have any comments about that, go right ahead and type them in. Or if you have any eBay comments, questions, or concerns whatsoever, I'd like to hear about them. Remember guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Each week I come out here and I make these eBay videos every Friday to try and help you be successful on eBay. If you think I'm doing a good job, please leave me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm appreciated and I'm doing the right thing. If you didn't think I was helpful, comment in the comment section what you want me to cover next week, and maybe I'll read your comment live on the air. Or, if you are that decrepit, disgusting stalker in Westland, Michigan, well, we know what he's going to do, because he has nothing on his hands but time and hate. He's such a sad, sad individual. You know? Unbelievable. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, I am a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind, and I'm making money online. If you take one thing home from this video and all my videos, it should be this. Don't be Fitchy! I love it. I love it. Thanks for watching, guys. Rock on and peace! Yeah! Boing!